Welcome back to an... Oh, hey.
You gotta bring that baby in a little bit.
Yeah. Oh,
Can't do
man.
ASMR from that far away.
That's true. Testing. Nope, it's gone.
Nope.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Talking Nerdy. We are covering episode 5 of Game of Thrones House of the Dragon, and was it a good episode?
It was.
Holy
It was probably,
cow.
yeah, it was a lot of the drama in this one.
A lot of drama, a lot of stuff. Every action has a reaction, and I think episode 4 was the action, and I think episode 5 was the reaction. It was a very spicy episode 4. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. And if you haven't seen 5, definitely check it out, because obviously it goes without saying this is going to be nothing but spoilers, because we're going to break it down, highlights, lowlights, just everything about episode 5. There was a lot to digest.
There was a lot more in this episode. Like when we were writing our notes, it's like last episode, it was like, half page. This episode, I had to
boom.
There's a lot that happened in this. This is gonna be a big episode.
So this episode is the moment Jaehaerys was prophesizing that he didn't want to happen, but in the very beginning was like the only thing that could take down the Targaryens is the House Targaryen itself. Yep. And this episode is it. Super exciting. Thought it was going to be kind of like the Red Wedding.
They previewed it like it.
They were like, everybody's going to know, the Red Wedding. So, I mean, it's a royal wedding. Chaos happens. Very easy to make it look like, whatever. But it still held up to its own in the House of the Dragon world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was good. Quick mention. Just wanted to throw this in because I keep forgetting. We do have another channel. You should also check it out. Talking Nerdy Challenges. All the challenges have migrated to its own home, and that's all that's going to be on there. So if you love the challenges, subscribe, flick that bell, because you're not going to want to miss those as they come up.
Yeah, you got one coming up soon.
Yeah.
One will be out probably next week.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I have a feeling.
Ooh, I've got a feeling. Ooh. This episode was really good. We're going to dive into it. But first, roll the intro. And we're back.
That was fast.
That was super fast. Man. So this episode, just, we get to see somebody.
We get to see the ugliest girl in the world, who I was actually really excited to see.
I was too.
I was like, what actress took this role and I'm going to be the ugliest girl?
To be the most grotesque walk of life. She had big shoes to fill, because we all know the Lady of the Veil, and that was pretty nasty. We remember her.
She succeeded.
You can't breastfeed till the kid's 10. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
At some point, it's going to suck all the life out of you and make you hideous. But so we had high hopes for this girl.
We did. I was so excited to see her, and then I was so disappointed.
I've never seen a more basic, bland-looking character in Game of Thrones.
It's ticked.
Yeah.
It's ticked.
Yeah. She just looked like you went down to Seattle, just grabbed somebody off the street, and was like, "Here, wear something bronze." Yeah.
It wasn't. They could have done so much better.
I wanted like a witch nose. I wanted
too.
Like a missing eye, scars.
Yeah, I mean, Daemon, come on, he goes to brothels. What makes you think he won't even touch her?
She looks like she would work in a brothel.
She could have, but he didn't even.
I meant to say could have, not would have worked in a brothel. She is a lady.
Lady.
She's
Lady Rhea.
Yeah. But she comes strolling in on a horse, and Daemon went. So he did leave. Viserys asked him to leave. He did leave because
he's banished.
He was banished, but we both didn't think that he was gonna, that he was gonna leave, or, well, no, we said he'd leave, or he would definitely be back for the wedding.
He'd be back. Yeah,
which he was.
He was. Yeah.
So we didn't quite get to see the Vale tower that we all know and love.
The
moon tower. For that infamous scene with Tyrion. But we get to see a hillside of the Vale, and Lady Rhea is strolling in on her horse, and there's a hooded figure, looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi, robed up. And she knows who it is. She's just like, oh, there's my husband being ominous again.
Yep.
Hey, Daemon.
Hey, dude.
Hey, dude.
Still not pretty enough, you am I? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he must say this often. because she almost word for word said what Daemon has been telling everybody, right?
I mean, like everything he says gets like mega just
amplified.
Like, air for a day, amplified. That's the word I was looking for. Air for a day. That gone.
Yeah.
Everything he says gets like, he's like, man, if he was on Twitter,
he'd blow up.
everything he says would get like.
He's like Elon Musk on Twitter.
He is,
right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, says that line, that the sheep are even prettier and whatnot. And she's just, they must have had a pretty crazy relationship, because instantly just starts dogging him. Right. And like, oh, you got kicked out. Brother couldn't handle you anymore. Now you're back to the Vale.
Yeah, he's just taking it.
He was taking it. Oh, very, very like sociopathic though. Just stone face, just whatever, no emotions. But as she's like bashing into him, she's just like, "What? Your plan failed. Rhaenyra is now the new heir, and there's the son Aegon and whatnot." And then she's starting to go through things like, what was your plan to kill off Aegon? And then she moves on to Rhaenyra, and then she's just like, "Oh
crap."
yeah, that is the exact like expression, because she instantly realizes why Daemon is there.
He is there for Runestone.
There for
the Vale.
Yeah,
and she is the heir, and that means everything goes to him.
Yep.
And she finally realizes that. So that's when she freaks her horse out, and it knocks her off. And pretty much, I think it broke her arm. Is that what it did?
I think so. I think it must have also done something to her spine, because she was laying there not moving.
And then he just, So
walks over, grabs that rock, and then the very next scene.
No, it was like she said, you're just going to walk away or something like that. And then he's like, nah.
Yeah, that's very true. And then the very next scene, a fish head getting cut off.
Yep. That actually is a little bit different than the book.
Is it? How so?
It is. So in the book, it says she falls off her horse.
Okay.
But she makes it back to the castle, and she dies 9 days later.
Oh, just from the impact and wounds and whatnot?
So she's fine in bed, but when she gets out of bed, she stumbles and falls and dies. So in the book, it's different than the show. I'm not saying I like the show's one better.
Sure.
Because it shows Daemon, and no one sees him. I don't know how anyone wouldn't see a dragon flying around.
Right. You can't. Yeah. But every entrance is a grand entrance
with a dragon. Yeah, for sure. So that was a little bit different.
Maybe that's why she wrote out though, because she was like, "Oh, husband's home," and yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a little bit different. I like the way the show did it a little bit better, but
I gotta take back what I've been saying about Daemon.
He didn't kill her. If there's a hurt animal in the woods.
Okay.
What do you do?
Put it out of its misery.
If she has a broken spine, do you think she's gonna want to live like Bran?
I mean, she's a horse with an injured leg, and now you have to turn it into glue.
Exactly. He's just being sympathetic. I think he's still the good guy.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
No, I was watching that moment, and all the light I saw, the little bit of light I saw in Daemon was just dwindling away. And as soon as he picked up that rock, I was just like, "Oh, Daemon, you were supposed to be the chosen one."
The chosen one.
Anakin, Daemon, I can't go down the path. Whatever. Yeah. So I was a little hurt by that, because now I've seen, I mean, they didn't show it, but now I've seen Daemon do commit an act that just truly wasn't right. Everything he's done so far has been justified by rules and laws.
Yeah, bringing his niece to a brothel. Yep. Keep going.
Hey, there's probably no rule.
Yeah, she's the queen. If she's the princess,
she can go wherever she wants.
Do whatever she wants.
Yeah. And it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. So of course they didn't run it by Viserys. But yeah, once I saw that, I was just like, okay, he's doing bad things now. Yep. So yeah, there's that. But I feel bad for Viserys, because the next scene is them sailing over to Driftwood, and he's just
Driftmark.
Driftmark. Man, the guy really should not leave his castle.
No, obviously the whole time going over there, he is struggling.
Yeah.
And which they brought up, I think Renee brought up, is like, this is a desperation move. He thinks he's dying.
Yeah. Oh,
very quickly.
Yeah.
And that's why he went over there to, instead of, you could summon anyone, you're the king. But instead of summoning him, he went to him.
Yeah.
In desperation.
Which, she's not wrong. She knows her cousin.
But he's also not dead forever, it seems like. So, I mean, I thought he was going to die after his fingers got cut off. or he lost his fingers, and then now he's got this big old.
I don't understand what that was because
is that an infection that just runs wild? See, we know with the medicine we have these days, we don't get to see that.
We don't get to see that, but so this whole time I thought it was an infection, and but with that thing growing on his arm, I was like, is that a form of dragon scale? But it didn't look like dragon scale. Yeah, right.
I was looking at that too because that's what you brought up, and I was like, oh, maybe. And then I don't think it's.
I know
dragon
the crab
scale.
feeder had dragon scale because that was very much the broken scales on the back of his head and whatnot.
He was cute.
Yeah, adorbs. Definitely swipe right on that guy. But yeah, so Viserys is struggling very hardly, puking, and
I mean, seasickness is a real thing. Though.
Seasickness is a real thing. Anybody can get it.
Anyone.
I shouldn't dog on that.
So,
but he's got a cough that's developed.
Mm-hmm. He just looks like he's gonna die.
He looks like he's gonna die. Very pale. Just And so when they get there, he's met by Corlys's kids and
Kid, the other two are fighting, so kind of his kids.
Sure. Yeah, right. And then I forgot what's the new Hand of the King? Do you know his name?
Lionel.
Yeah.
Lionel Strong.
Lionel Richie.
Lionel Strong is going to be a very key important factor in this whole thing.
I think so.
It's a strong family.
Yeah, I think so. You gotta there's gonna have to be strong supporting roles for
both
either sides. That's
if we don't know if there's sides.
If there's sides, there might not be.
We don't know.
Bloods and Crips, but so Lionel Richie is just like, hey, where is Corlys? The king's here. We need to be greeted by the Lord here, and she's just like, I'll take you to him. And Viserys is just, he's so sick, he doesn't feel good. He's just like, let's just get inside. Like, I'm done with this. Like, screw the formalities.
Yep, let's get this done.
Yeah. So they get inside and he does get to see his cousin as well as Corlys, and he proposes the marriage to his son Lionel, and Corlys immediately, like he was expecting it, was just like, well, there's details we got to go over. Just had that one waiting. This day.
He makes him walk a long way just to see him too, and he just came back from a journey, was tired. No, he's playing this one a little bit.
Yeah, right. You want me? Come to me. Yep. And so I mean, his stipulations was a very strong stipulation. But once Lionel marries Rhaenyra, he wanted the
Laenor.
Oh, I'm still thinking of Lionel Richie.
You're thinking Laenor.
Laenor.
I was like, Lionel is in this picture, but they're not. Yeah, I mean, they're not.
I apologize. Laenor and Rhaenyra.
Not Lyanna.
No, not Lyanna.
Not Els.
So many Els.
Not Larys either.
Yeah, gosh, don't. You're gonna screw me up.
I know.
But Corlys is like, look, dude, if you want your daughter to marry my son, Laenor, I want them to take on the Targaryen Valerian last name, and Viserys is like, he doesn't want to say yes to this, but he knows he's dying. And he just needs to make this work. So I like his counter argument.
Genius.
It's you can have your moment, but I want.
So what that moment means is any other kids are going to be Valerians. So the king will be the king, but all the other kids will probably be Valerians.
Targaryens.
So the king will be a Targaryen, but all the other kids will be Valerians. Because once they ascend on the Iron Throne is when they turn Targaryen.
Yeah. So the reign of Laenor and Rhaenyra will be under the Valerian last name
until once takes they have the Iron Throne. Once they take the Iron Throne.
Oh, is that what it was? I misunderstood that.
They're Targaryen.
Ah, gotcha. So there's always a Targaryen sitting on the Iron Throne.
There's always the Targaryen.
Okay, my understanding was that like during their reign, it would be under Valerian, and then as soon as they have an heir and that one becomes king, it would just from there on be Targaryen and whatnot. But your way makes a lot more sense for the conversation.
Never mind.
No. Yeah. But that does make way more sense. So he gets his moment, but it does need to go back to Targaryen.
Yeah, because that way, just think about it that way that both names actually live on.
True. Well, Corlys has kids.
No. Wait, he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
And so that name will live on. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so does Viserys.
No. Yeah, he does.
Aegon. So
Aegon, and
I guess both names would live on regardless.
But yeah, it's a way for them to even, just in case.
Yeah. Yep. Right. And then so they both agree to it. And I think this is kind of where it cuts over to Alicent's moment with her dad.
With Papa Otto.
Papa Otto.
Well, yeah, it's kind of it's actually I think before that part.
Sure, but it's kind of around the same time.
Yeah. So that's when Otto. This is actually to me one of the most important. This is probably the most important lines in the whole show so far.
Pretty interesting. Yeah.
Or what's gonna transpire after it.
Yeah, insightful because really, Otto's kind of he's just gone by other people's words, and every time they're like, "Oh, dude, you need to make sure Aegon's king," he's just like, "You're right, I do need to make sure Aegon's king," that type of stuff. And this is the first time where it's like he is. I don't know if it's coming from it's coming from a genuine place. It's the first time where he's just like, "Look, daughter, like." He doesn't have to say it, but he's like, I've done crappy things, and really, like, just look out for yourself. You can say the line exactly, but
What line?
Where he's just like either beg for mercy from.
It was like Otto tells to either beg for mercy or fight for Aegon.
Yeah,
it's pretty much one of the two because there's no middle ground. What she's at right now, she's not begging for mercy. She's kind of in a weird spat with her.
But he plants a seed that probably would never be true. That Rhaenyra would kill Aegon. If King's Landing and all the people within it really did uproar in arms and wanted Aegon to be king, maybe with the help of Daemon.
It's not going to be King's Landing that would fight. It would be Old Town.
Yeah.
And it would be where I don't know about the Strongs, but
Old Town,
High Tower. Yeah. It would be all of them coming. It'd be a war between, the Seven Kingdoms.
Sure. And so I guess the easy thing would be to kill Aegon, and then there's nothing,
Well, she has other kids too.
Yeah.
Because they're a direct male heir from Viserys.
Yep.
Which is all the tradition that's ever gone on the Targaryen dynasty.
Yep.
It's the male heirs, not the females. That's why they dismissed Rhaenys' claim to be queen. So
right.
This is the one, yeah, so.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, so plants that little seed, and like we were talking about before the show, that forever changed Alicent.
Everything. She went stone cold killer after this.
Innocent little kid, just playing her part as the king's wife, and now she's just on a warpath.
She's the 1 a.m., 3 a.m. call.
She is the 3 a.m. call.
Grab my strong hand.
He used to call me on my cell phone. So that moment is critical for Alicent's storyline, because that is kind of where her story arc starts. Really.
Yes, it's really where she changes. It goes from a sweet innocent girl to like,
look out.
She kind of who she reminds you of after that.
Cersei. Yeah.
Yep. She turns into Cersei. Pretty much. She does.
I think so. Very much.
Well, Cersei
so.
played the game really well, so we'll see.
I think
she's got big shoes to fill if that's the case.
Alicent, even though Otto was the one that was like, hey, you should go comfort the king, she came in with a good playbook and got in there quickly. And, I think she's smarter than what she's leading on.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think she already knows what she wants in life. And there was a setback with her talk with Rhaenyra, because she pointed out that you're just this thing stuck in a castle. Whenever my dad wants you, you're there. And I think that did hit her, but I do think that was just a minor setback on her grand goals.
Yeah, I think that hit her because he was healthy then.
Sure.
And now he's not. So when he was strong, it was like, okay, he was the king. Everyone knows he's the king, but now he's unhealthy. He needs people to take over these roles for him. So now she's kind of like, any day he could be dead.
Yeah.
And she needs to know where she's at.
True. Yeah.
And she's a little scared now.
Sure. Yeah, a little scared.
But scared, and like, it's not like she's not feeble in it. She's just like,
because she
I have to fight,
because she doesn't remain queen at that point. If Aegon isn't the heir, so if he goes, Rhaenyra is the queen. She's of age, so she would be queen. And then Alicent is no longer really anything but a stepmom,
and that would be instant death.
You think so?
I think so.
From who?
From Rhaenyra. Oh yeah.
Wait. So pre episode 5 and what we're about to talk about.
Yes.
You think Rhaenyra from the beginning of this episode?
Not the beginning. At the end of it.
Oh sure.
Not watching the second part of it. Not watching the scenes from next episode.
No. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But from that, you think that's what's on her mind at the beginning of this episode, though?
Not the beginning. But I think as the episode goes on, I think it's kill or be killed now.
Gotcha. But I do think it would have played out just a little differently.
It would have.
Right? If she didn't think, because it wasn't talked about.
No.
But there's no way that nobody in the room didn't read what she put on and all that kind of stuff. Right?
Yes.
So I think there's things that now solidified her death.
Yes. So I'm thinking at the end of the episode, it's like, okay, this is game on.
Yeah. And I'm just saying it definitely could have been avoided if choices were handled differently. But right. But yeah, no, after the end of this episode, that is 100% her fate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whose fate? Everyone's going to die.
Everybody dies.
So
yeah, it's the only thing guaranteed in life.
Yeah. Death and taxes.
True. So he has that talk with Alicent, changing her role there. I think it hops back over to the beach.
It
at
does.
This point.
The beach house.
Beach house in Malibu with Rhaenyra and Laenor, and they're having their sweet little stroll on the beach, and she brings up a little analogy that they're into different things.
They definitely are.
She's into roast duck and he's into goose, and immediately I was like, I know where this is going.
Yep.
And he's just like, hey, some people may prefer goose, and she's just like, yeah,
I like duck.
I like duck. And everybody knows what that's entailing. They go down to have a further talk in the sand and whatnot, and she's just like, look, you like what you like, I like what I like. We're gonna get married to appease our fathers, and so here's the proposal. Let's do our duties, which means bore a child, or bear children. And after that moment, you can like who you like, and I'll like who I like, and we'll just be married.
Yep.
Kind of like Robert and Cersei.
Yep. We'll be married in the face of it, and then behind the scenes, do our own thing.
Mm-hmm. And he's good with it because he's already got a little boy toy.
He's got Joffrey.
Little
Joffrey.
Yeah.
Little baby Joffrey.
Everybody loves Joffrey.
You know what? If someone names their kid Joffrey,
the kid's gonna die.
He's gonna die a bad way. Let's just throw
Both Joffreys have had terrible.
May have skipped ahead a little bit, but if you name your kid Joffrey, first off, what kind of name is that?
Terrible name.
Terrible.
Yeah.
It's not even Jeffrey. It's like Joffrey. And then
screwed up name for a screwed up kid.
Yeah, pretty much. You're setting them up to fail.
Yeah. Sorry if anybody's name is Joffrey.
Yeah.
I actually knew a Joffrey.
Yeah.
I wasn't friends with him. I just worked near him.
I don't want to go into that because I'd say some mean things.
But yeah, so that happens. They're having a very mature conversation of like, look, this is going to happen regardless.
It seems
Let's
like
just
they're both
not
excited.
be miserable. Yeah,
They're
right.
both excited. Yay!
Yay! We're
have a cake and eating it too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Pretty much. But that cake's about to get spoiled here soon. So yeah, they have their talk, and then Lord Larys is introduced into the show.
I thought there was one more thing that happened right before that.
Fill me in.
I thought maybe I'm wrong in my thing. I'm wrong in my thing. Rhaenyra talking to Cole on the ship. Is that after or before this?
Yeah.
I don't know which one it is.
I think those two are kind
probably
of
the same time as with him.
Yeah,
Okay,
because it keeps bouncing back and forth, and yeah. So I don't know. Do you want to do that one first?
Sure, we can do that one.
Okay.
So pretty much, Chris, they're talking together. Always close together on wherever they go, and he's talking to her, and he's like, what if we, he's like, it's your duty. What if you don't want to do that duty? Why don't you just like leave? If you leave, and I got a boat, we can go, and all this stuff like that. And she's like,
we can chase cinnamon and
spice. And she's like, I'm the heir.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Whoa, dude, that moment. I don't know what happened with her because she was such a rebellious girl, and that's the side that Criston Cole knows. It was like she was like, yes, I love you talking to me this way, and then like a freaking light switch flicked.
Because I think because he had the plan figured out, and it made it almost real, and then all of a sudden it's like that could work, and then she's like, no, I don't want to do that. Yeah. I don't want to live on the run. Pretty much.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, she just puts her boss boots on because he's just like, let's escape to Essos. I see ships sailing there all the time, and we could get married and live nameless and lawless and whatnot.
Do whatever we want and be in love.
Yeah.
So this part obviously changes everything for Cole and Rhaenyra. They changed dramatically because of that conversation.
A lot of story arcs change in this episode.
In the book, because I just got to get out of the book because, you know, we got to have that little extra detail. I just like to compare to certain things. Mostly the books in the show are pretty hand in hand. I've told you that many of times. In the book, she says to him, I thought she was going to drop it. I was so excited, but she didn't. She said, I'm not going to say exactly word for word. She says, though, if you drop your allegiance to the king, your sworn duty as a king's guard, what makes you think that you won't do that to the marriage?
Oh, why wouldn't they put that?
I know, isn't that a good?
That's a good line.
I know, and so that he kind of storms.
That would actually kind of like. Then I would be like, oh, I understand like why she just flipped like that.
Yep.
Right. Because
in the book, she says that to him. Not that word for word. Don't get me wrong, but it's very similar to that. I do not have notes on that, but that's coming from it. And I was like, oh, Rachel, you ready for this? And I was getting pumped, and I was like, what? Listen. And then she didn't say it, and I was like, what?
Oh my god.
So that would have been a good line. But so she does say that to him, which makes sense.
It does. Yeah, they definitely gave her the actions for having said that.
Yeah,
and it's just why not just put
that would have been a good line. Yeah. I was really rooting for that line. She didn't say it, so but it's all good. And then let's go to your favorite place, the garden. Yeah,
so pretty much does tell him no though, and then I just wanted to close out that scene.
Oh,
and no, you're good. But it deeply affected Sir Criston Cole.
Oh, he's done
because now he's just like, dude, like I broke my oath for you, like I love you. Like this could get me killed and you're not gonna give me this, and like let's just go escape. Because he's like, look, if we get married, that will save my name, right? As of right now, I'm a dead man.
Yep.
And she's just holding true to her guns, and so he's just like, I gotta go. Like he's probably freaking out, spiraling, like, dude, I'm as good as dead, and whatnot. And so yeah, those two, he went from thinking they were falling in love to probably betrayal, and he's done with her.
Yep.
Right. And Criston Cole exits the scene and whatnot. But yeah, so that's how those two leave off, which is kind of important for what comes.
Very important.
Yeah. And but yeah, so then it hops over back to Homeland, and Alicent's walking through the garden, and Lord Larys, who gets introduced.
Larys Strong
gets introduced into the show, and instantly, what's up?
Oh, he's been around a little bit. Remember how he was talking with them when they were in the Kingswood? Remember he was with all those ladies? He said, remember
was he in that scene?
Yeah, he was in that scene.
Oh, I don't remember.
With all the ladies, bickering back and forth, like complaining about other things. That was him. Remember he said he couldn't. Hunt's not really for him.
Oh, yeah. I forgot all about him.
Yeah, so he's been here.
Okay, he's been there. Okay, cool. But so he's in the garden. Alicent's walking through, and he's over by a bush sniffing flowers. And instantly, like, as soon as he started talking, I was like, okay, he's a crippled. He sounds highly educated. And I only say he's a crippled because every Game of Thrones, if somebody's crippled, they usually excel somewhere else. And
they have to
survive. Exactly. We saw that with Tyrion, and he was just super genius, very influential, and knew how to play the politics very well and whatnot. But and I think this guy does too. Little side note: he is the master of whispers, much like the eunuch we had in Game of Thrones, Lord Varys. This is Lord Larys. Similarities. Maybe he's a eunuch too, and we just don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's why he has a limp or whatever. But maybe they missed when they were cutting. I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. But Lord Larys,
I'll look into it.
I'm going to inspect that one thoroughly. Just his demeanor and the words he chose seemed very specific. And instantly I was telling Tiff, I was like, this guy's going to be very important. And, he's sniffing the flowers, and he's very interested in the growth of these Malvolis. He points them out to Alicent, and he's just like, it's really weird that these are growing here, and they're not native to this land, and it's weird that they're thriving here. And so I looked it up because I was like, there's got to be something important to these flowers, these Malvolis. And so they're a breed of flower that there are strains that are just regular. You can have them in your garden. They look beautiful and whatnot. And then there are strains that are very poisonous. And I think that's kind of why he had the next few sentences. He was asking about Rhaenyra, and he's telling Alicent that she had tea delivered to her room. Well, in this show, the tea is being used that truly was delivered to Rhaenyra by the king. air quotes the king because it also could have just been done by Larys or one of the bishops or whatever they're called, right? Maesters, yep.
Or bishops.
But he's in the know on this. He knows that there was a maester that delivered tea to Rhaenyra, and in this show or in this world, they know why tea would be dropped off to a girl, especially when she's already being accused of foul play with Daemon. It's used as like a plan B type thing in this show. There's certain teas that pregnant women cannot have because it will cause an abortion, or whatever. And so he says this miscarriage. Sorry, yeah, not a schmishmortion. But miscarriage. And so, and he knew that he needed to say this to Alicent. And he knew that he must have known that Alicent was already, I mean, she's a queen, she's got in the know of everything. But Alicent's already kind of weary of Rhaenyra because of her father.
Yep.
She thought that she could trust Rhaenyra from the conversation they had in the previous episode where she just flat out asked her, did you sleep with your uncle Daemon? Did you become sullied? And she's just like, look, nothing happened between me and Daemon. And she wasn't lying. Well,
she wanted it to happen.
She wanted it to happen, and stuff kind of did,
but not what she was accusing her of.
And
that was the key. She didn't ask the right question.
She didn't ask the right questions, and so now Alicent's listening to this, and she's just like, she's starting to get teary-eyed. She's getting irritated because she knows she wasn't fed the full truth. She's given a half truth from Rhaenyra. Or maybe in this moment she just thinks she's lied to because Alicent hasn't had the talk with Sir Criston Cole yet.
Yeah.
And so she's just fuming. She's pissed, and now she's probably like, my father was right. Rhaenyra's just bad news. And she's just like, look, Rhaenyra's nice and healthy. There's nothing wrong with Rhaenyra, because the way Larys is saying this is Rhaenyra all right? Is she ill? Because he's
genius. He should be an actor.
Yeah, dude, right?
In a show.
Every word was like specific and carefully said, and so instantly I was just like, this guy's
trouble. This guy's trouble.
Yeah,
he's trouble for whatever team he's on.
But I do have to wonder though if those plants aren't from that area. Somebody specifically planted those. And the Malvolas that are poisonous do have a strong odor from what I was reading, and he was over there sniffing them. So probably poisonous.
Yeah.
Why were they planted there? And is that why Viserys has been becoming more and more ill? And I only say that because in this episode, there's a scene where they're treating Viserys. This is later on, but it directly relates to this scene. There's a scene where the Maesters are treating Viserys because he just looks like death.
Garbage.
And you have two Maesters. One of them's like, hey, I created a special herb batch that I think will help the king. And the other Maester's like, no, we have leeches. The leeches work really well with the king. We don't need that herb. And so
who would benefit from the king's death then and there?
Then and there?
Yeah.
So maybe some Maesters side a little more with Hightower and the old town.
Yeah.
Right? And some want to see that get passed on to Aegon, because...
But that wouldn't get passed on. I would wait. The longer the king's alive, the better claim Aegon has.
Right. So I guess I should have worded that differently. So the one that wanted to just give him leeches, knowing it's not going to do anything, that he's going to have his... Oh, never mind. That
you know what
twist,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, because Aegon's only, 4, 3, 4, something like that?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. He's past 2. He's at least 3 or 4. So, if he died, Rhaenyra's...
So maybe the Maester that was giving him the herbs wants him to die, so it for sure goes to Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
And the one that wants to keep him alive wants to give Viserys more time.
Or maybe the one that just wants to keep him alive just wants to keep him alive.
Or just wants to do his job. Yeah.
I don't know. The poison part of it, so just based on what you just said, maybe Larys is pointing this out so she's aware of that. So if he does die instantly, I don't know, that it might be from Rhaenyra.
Maybe. Right.
I don't know. This is
yeah. No,
deeper.
I think you're onto something. I think he's kind of planting the seeds and whatnot, or at least that, hey, if there's foul play, the Maesters are the ones delivering the tea, and maybe it's also to say, hey, get your butt in gear and get Aegon the heir and whatnot. But yeah, I think there's foul play there. I don't know if the books even cover the cause of his death.
I'm not 100%. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
I instead of going farther, I kind of went back over all this stuff today.
Okay.
So I thought I'd just be a little bit more prepared.
For sure. Yeah. That's good to have both aspects, like what the show's giving you and what the books are giving you, and just merge the two together.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's there. I'm definitely going to be watching Lord Larys. Did read a little bit about him. I'm not going to get in. I don't know if we should.
We can't go that far.
Not going to get into it
down that rabbit hole yet.
But my suspicion of him was correct, and he is a huge character.
Yep.
And so that happens. Alicent's just furious with Rhaenyra.
Yep. Irate.
Love
that word.
And she is pissed. Her best friend, her stepdaughter, lied to her, and yeah,
to her face while crying.
Right to her face. Ah, man, so much backstabbery in politics. And so
that's why I voted for Kanye West. You know.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So after that moment, I think it just rolls right into the royal feast, right?
Well, Alicent, we didn't go over. Alicent gets the info from Cole.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she kind of. Gosh. I think she was. I think she got lucky. She got lucky. She did get lucky.
She got lucky. The dude shot himself in the foot. Come on, Sir Criston Cole.
Hold your tongue.
I know guilt's like just probably eating him alive because he's just like, gosh, I broke my oath. Somebody's gonna find out. I'm gonna die. Whatever. So he gets off the ship with Rhaenyra. He's back at the castle. Alicent summons him, and so he's nervous because when he's in the room, he's moving his fingers a lot and whatnot. So he's just like, oh my gosh, they know. I thought she was gonna bet him right then and there. Oh, ayo.
Well, she's like,
come sit next to me.
And then she instantly gets up. I was like, what?
I know. Yeah, you sit, I'll stand. It's a power move.
It is. Oh, 100%. Makes them move. Oh, yeah. I learned that from The Office.
That's okay.
Michael Scott makes, I think, David Wallace keep moving rooms. No, it's Idris Elba. Makes him keep switching rooms. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. But yeah, no, you have them sit, you stand, you've got the high ground. They're looking up at you. It's a power move. And so... yeah, so now Sir Criston Cole and Alicent are in this room. Alicent wants to ask Sir Criston Cole, who is the guard for Rhaenyra, always around her, day and night. She is being very general with the question she's asking. She's just letting Sir Criston Cole that she suspects that Alicent or Rhaenyra has done something unholy. But she does say it was the night that Daemon was in town, and but that's all she really mentions of Daemon. And so Sir Criston Cole, the guilt's eating him, and he's just like, you're right. What you're accusing Rhaenyra of is correct, and I played a part into that, and I'm sorry, I broke my oath. And then Alicent's just kind of like, wait, what? Like, what are you confessing to? And he just spills it all out.
I know.
I was the one. I betted her. I ruined my name, my oath, and whatnot. And Alicent is quickly like regrouping this information. She's just frozen, kind of collecting her thoughts, and just asks Sir Criston Cole to leave. She's like, okay, thank you for being honest. You may go. And it's like there's a moment on Sir Criston Cole where he's just like, wait, what? Oh, he does even say, he's just like, look, like, don't torture me.
Just kill me.
Just give me a merciful death.
Just kill me.
Yeah, just end it. And she's just like, you may leave. And he's just kind of like, what? Yeah. But in this world, having dirty little secrets or knowing someone's dirty little secrets is way more powerful than just killing them off.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're your puppets.
They are your puppets. You brought that up earlier.
And so he leaves, and now I think it's the royal feast.
Now they show the king again.
Sure, he looks like crap.
He looks like crap, and they show his arm looking awesome.
He's just got this massive infection growing up his arm, and yeah, which is the scene that I was talking about with the two maesters and whatnot. But then, royal, and whatever they did give him, definitely not.
I think that was milk of the poppy. I think.
That makes sense.
I think they always just give that to everyone. Oh, just have some milk of the poppy. Oh,
milk of the poppy.
Yeah, milk of the poppy. Oh, you're gonna die because they're coming to kill you. Oh, here's some milk of the poppy. You drink too much of it, you die. So
everybody's on opiates in this show. So it should just be called Norcos.
Norcos.
Yeah, I think that's a drug show. I haven't seen it. But yeah, Narcos. That's it. Oh man. But yeah, no. So they have the royal feast, and I would hate to be the guy at the doorway that has to announce everybody as they're coming in.
And what if you screwed up? Yeah, you'd be in trouble.
You'd be in trouble. But yeah, so you've got all the Targaryen family. Well, you've got Viserys and Rhaenyra up at the table, and in comes house by house, and everybody's kind of mingling, talking to the king, whatnot, and then grand entrance, the drums go, and House Valerian's coming in.
This, you know what this reminded me of? This reminded me of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
What?
When Victor Crumb and his guys walked in. Yeah. Just beating the drums all cool. Okay. They show a midget beating the drums, which I thought was Mushroom, if anyone knows what that reference is. The guy who writes stuff. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is so awesome. I love that part right there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And then, they walk in just like in perfect unison with their son right behind them and their daughter.
Yep.
And their cool hair.
Dude, definitely cool. Their hair makes me think of the Matrix, though, the albino twins, right? Yeah. But yeah, they have their entrance. They come up and sit down with Viserys at the royal table and whatnot.
Yep.
And then in strolls Daemon.
Yeah, Daemon just beats his own drum.
He does.
He just doesn't care.
And there's this moment where the king's just like, "What are you doing back?" And Daemon's just like, looking at him like, "Hey, I'm here. I'm family. I'm a part of this." And he can't make a scene. His people are, the town is there, and so he's just like, "Take a seat, you big idiot. Why'd you show up?" And so now Daemon's at the table, sitting kind of forward at the table, so he's got a direct eyesight to Rhaenyra, and dude's got his creepy gaze on, and he's just
got
like
that creepy uncle gaze.
He's
creepy uncle gaze, just staring at her.
Right? Rhaenyra's gonna need a lot of therapy because she's at some point getting touched by her uncle.
Too late.
True. Yeah, so Daemon's locking eyes with Rhaenyra. Well, Rhaenyra actually isn't even looking at him, but he's a creep. And then in comes actually pre the Valerians coming in, there was a house that had asked Viserys, it was the Lannister guy. I forgot his first name, but the cocky dude. Who's, yeah, he's just like, where's the queen at? I want to pay my respects, and Viserys is just like, oh, she's still getting ready. But the way he said it lets you know that Viserys genuinely doesn't know like what Alicent is up to.
Yeah.
Right. And so the Lannister guy gets his little joke in there. He's just like, this is why men lead wars, because we'd be waiting on women. And Rhaenyra is just like, sit the heck down.
Just like eye roll.
Yeah.
That was when eye roll was invented.
Yeah, right there. 120 AC or whatever that time is.
I think we're before.
Probably before,
yeah. A little before that.
So then in comes mid-speech. I feel bad for Viserys. Nothing ever goes his way.
No.
Right? He's got this great speech talking about how
he can barely talk. Yeah, he can barely talk. This is like the most words he's put together in like a year or whatever without coughing, and he gets it, and then
just loses steam because in comes Alicent. Everybody's staring at the queen coming in.
The door greeter, why don't you just lock her out and say, hold on?
Hold on. Big moment happening.
He's doing so good.
He off with his head. He failed at his job. So she comes strolling in, and even one of the houses were like, ooh, the king's not going to be happy about this during the middle of a speech. But she's strolling with a purpose. Like she's got fire inside.
She's different.
And she gets past the table where Lord Larys is sitting at, and he's just like, he's whispering to somebody else.
He's whispering to his brother.
Oh, that is his brother.
Is his brother.
Interesting that those two are brothers. And, yeah. That is very interesting. But he's mentioning to his brother that, hey, she's a high tower, and the high towers use green as the sign for war. And it's just all these little pieces are just building up, and they're giving us, the audience, just enough to be like, oh my gosh, like stuff's gonna happen.
Yep.
And she's walking in with a purpose, wearing an all green dress, right? War. She's ready for it.
She's ready for it. That was her. I'm ready. That was her growing up moment right there.
I think so.
Here it is, full force.
Yep.
In front of everyone to see. It's no more.
Which is a very bold statement. If your family is known for green as war, you're just like.
And they know this too, because if you've ever watched this show, they're always reading. Like the nobles always read. They know about other houses and everything.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra is always reading under the tree.
Yep.
And so I'm
much like Arya and that
yep.
family had to keep reading about the other houses.
Yep. And then they always say why, what's their their symbol, their mottos, everything. So they know everything about it. So this just Rhaenyra knows what's going on now. Viserys knows what's going on now. Maybe everyone knows what's going on now because all the nobles know what's going on now. And then that was a very, very bold moment that. It's gonna make the show very much better. Yeah,
bold statement was sent to everybody, and definitely a powerful one. She comes and sits down, and I think this is the very first time that Alicent has referred to Rhaenyra directly to her as stepdaughter.
Oh yeah,
because she's always like, "Don't think of me as your stepmom," blah blah blah. We're friends, blah. But the line's
drawn now. It's over. No more niceness.
Looks at Rhaenyra, hi stepdaughter, and sits down, and that's like her saying, "We are not friends. Screw you." Oh man, and so Viserys is he's like, let's put all this behind it. It's like it's a wedding, it's a ceremony.
Let's just dance.
Let's just dance. And so he finishes his speech. He gets to do that. And they just they break out into a dance. They do break out into dance.
See?
And so everybody's dancing. Daemon uses this as an opportunity to mingle his way through the crowd.
Creep his way through the crowd. Not mingle. I don't think he... like a slithered like a snake.
Yeah. Rhaenyra and Rhaenor started off with the first dance, but then everybody's dancing.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, the weird walk like an Egyptian type dance. And... yeah. So he works his way to Corlys's daughter. He's dancing with her.
Lyanna.
Kind of. She's older now.
She is older. She's still younger than him.
Still younger, but she aged a lot.
She did.
Rhaenyra didn't age that much.
Well, they did, but they didn't.
Sure.
She's the older sibling. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, which was weird because
she's a year older than Laenor.
Yeah, I feel like Laenor's the same guy. It's the same actor. Rhaenyra's the same actress, and all of a sudden they swapped out this like 6-year-old with a 20-year-old.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, but any girl will catch Daemon's eye except for Rhea.
The bronze.
Except for the Lady Rhea. But yeah, so he caught her eye and he was like, whoa. I think he just likes the blonde hair.
Oh, maybe.
I think he has a type.
Oh yeah, probably
Targaryen. It has to be Targaryen.
Yep, I think so.
No,
because of the gal at the Dragonstone.
Yeah, good point. Sorry.
Right?
Stupid.
Yeah.
Mysaria?
Yeah, something like that.
Her name.
But he's dancing with Corlys' daughter. She's got the eyes for Daemon at this point. She's just like, hey, baby, like we could make some magic happen. But he's not into it. He leaves her, works his way to Rhaenyra. They start dancing, and
very close,
and she's just calls him out. I think she's tired of the song and dance.
I think she likes him.
And I think she's just like, cut the crap. Like, what are we doing? Like, do you want to bear children with me? Do you want to marry me? Like, she even says it again somewhere in there, like, you could kill me right now, or just marry me. And at that moment, this Papa Viserys, like, right through the crowd, and he's just like, oh hell no. Like, I see you too. And it's like right when they look like they're about to kiss, and then a fight breaks out.
Yep.
There's a scream and a fight breaks out, and it's just like, oh no, did Daemon just kill her?
So when that fight broke out, I thought it was going to be bigger, because the cutscene preview got me good.
When you have the red wedding in your head, because they made it look like it, you expect just this giant bloodbath.
I expect every single person to have a knife, sword, whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh, how are they gonna protect her when she's way down there?
Yeah, right. And then it ended up being a much smaller fight, a personal fight,
very personal. One guy's out of control.
And I guess we also should have mentioned, or I should have mentioned in that long talk, is this fight is happening because while everybody is mingling, Laenor and Joffrey,
remember? Bad name.
Joffrey, yeah. They're talking, and Joffrey was talking to Laenor a little bit in this episode, and one of their previous conversations, it was like Laenor was letting Joffrey know, She knows my secret,
Mhm.
you know, and she's cool with it. We came to an agreement, yada yada.
Yeah, she was only cool because she had someone else. If she didn't have someone else, she would not be cool with it.
Exactly. And this is what Joffrey's telling Laenor, like, she must have somebody too. So while everybody's mingling and whatnot, Joffrey, the boyfriend to Laenor, is scanning the room, and he sees Sir Criston Cole in the corner. He's got to be there. He's the protector of Rhaenyra. But he is just, like, eyeing Rhaenyra down. He's just fuming. He's pissed.
He's irate.
And Joffrey notices this, and he's just like, Laenor, I figured out her secret.
That's him.
It's him. Yeah, it's very much like that. I spotted him. It's him. And so Joffrey uses this moment to walk over to Sir Criston Cole, and it's like, look, dude, everybody's got a secret, and it's very important that you and I were in the same boat, that we keep the secret going so you and I can continue to exist in the lives of these two. We have a shared interest. And Sir Criston Cole's just like, get out of here. Like, you know, he's just very short, blunt with him. He's just like, I don't have time for you. And I really don't think that he wants to be, you know, he knows the queen knows.
Yep.
He's got to be scared that he's going to die. Rhaenyra casted him aside like he's nothing after he just confessed his feelings. And now he's being dragged into like the politics of royalty, and he's just like, F this, dude. So when this spat breaks out, you know, there's a lot of chaos. Larys's brother Harwin gets sent over to break it up by the hand of the king. And so he gets in there, he's shoving people out of the way. He grabs Princess Rhaenyra, lifts her up over his shoulder, and he gets her out of there to safety. At that moment, man.
So Criston Cole, he's on berserk mode.
He is beast mode. Somebody popped him some Skittles, and he's just in it.
He's going crazy right now. So he doesn't care anymore. He's obviously doesn't care. Anyone who messes with him is gonna die. And I was thinking about this a little bit ago. Is no one stopped the fight,
right? And
I know why no one stopped the fight, because he's a king's guard. Who has the right to stop him?
Other than the king
or the other king's guard.
Yep.
But they're probably all stationed around different corners, and if they don't see it happening, they see a Kingsguard killing someone, they're like, okay, he probably has a knife or something. They don't know who that guy is.
True, yeah.
They don't know who Joffrey is.
No, you're not going to tell a Kingsguard to stop because they probably saw a threat and
took care of it.
Yep.
So no one stopped it.
Makes
probably
sense.
Should have. But yeah, no one stopped it. So that kind of brought up to my attention as well. The one part, I can tell you what's different in the book on this part.
Sure, yeah.
So actually, he does kill Joffrey as well.
Okay.
Kills him. He actually doesn't die instantly. He dies days later. But he dies 7 days later.
Oh my God, they love dragging on the deaths in the books.
Laenor was by his bedside every day.
Yeah?
So
which makes sense.
Yeah. But in the book, they are actually fighting. Like sword fighting.
Sword fight, nice.
So Joffrey isn't this feeble little guy. He's actually a fighter, and he actually knows how to fight.
Oh man, they should have thrown that in there too.
But it was like, so they're fighting, and Criston Cole beats the crap out of him, and that's how he dies. Is because Criston Cole has a Valyrian steel sword, and he kind of beats the crap out of him and kills him.
Oh, okay. So yeah, definitely shifted from that because when the fight is done and over with. It's over. It's over. There's no coming back from this.
Not coming back.
You see the camera. Sir Criston Cole is down on the ground with Joffrey. He's just punching his face and whatnot. And when you finally get to see Joffrey, which you get to see, you see Joffrey's face, and it's faced at the camera, and one side of his face is just completely smashed in. Brain's there. The inside of his face is all exposed. And then Sir Criston Cole just like moves his face out of the way. And it's a very graphic scene.
Yeah.
When me and Tiff saw that, we were just like, oh, like, oh my gosh.
He did work with his face.
He did work with his face. And weird that there wasn't like a questioning or whatnot afterwards. Like nobody was,
because he's Kingsguard.
Because he's Kingsguard, right? It just, and maybe there was, maybe they just didn't show it.
And Corlys didn't like that of his son because he knew. Yeah. And so Corlys isn't going to question him because Corlys knew who he was.
He got rid of the problem.
Yeah, he's got rid of the big problem right there.
Nice. Okay. But I think he's on like, at this point, Sir Criston Cole's just like on this self like deprecating path. I don't even know. Like he's just he's a dumpster fire, and
Mm-hmm.
I think the actions he's doing, he wants to be killed.
Yeah.
Right, he just doesn't want to live with this guilt, and
It's
I
okay.
ruined my name. Like, kill me.
Yeah.
Gosh, and then the next scene is the beautiful, elegant wedding.
Beautiful wedding right after. Probably same night. It seemed like.
It looked like it. I know they said it was going to be like 7
days
of
later.
partying and whatnot, but
I think it was the same night because they would have cleaned blood up after a day.
true. Yeah, and there was still blood, like you were
There's
saying, on the floor.
Still blood on the floor. So I think they did it same night just to get it over with because Rhaenyra probably was a basket case.
Yeah,
He was done.
he ran out to the body of Joffrey, and he was just sobbing and
Yep.
whatnot. And I think at that point everybody should have been like, "Whoa, what?"
That was his friend.
This is his best friend. He
Best
would be
friend.
sad. Yeah.
He would be.
But like you said before the show, we get to see the saddest wedding
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
There's just no excitement. Everybody's just doing it to get it done.
Yep. They're just doing it to get it done after that killing, beat down, whatever you want to call it. And then, yeah, they just get it done and then definitely don't consummate that night.
I don't think so.
I don't think for a while.
Yeah. But simultaneously, this episode was very much like a book, how books will hop back and forth between what's going on.
Yep.
And it was kind of nice because we haven't had that a whole lot in House of the Dragon yet.
Not yet. And
Right.
this is kind of...
And they did that a lot in Game of Thrones. You'd see the North, you'd see King's Landing, you'd see what's going on with Khaleesi overseas, and it was really cool that you're watching all these different storylines happening simultaneously. So while that's happening, Sir Criston Cole is outside,
about to take his own life.
take his own life. He's just like, I'm done. He drops his big sword, grabs a little dagger. He's got Arya's needle, and he's just gonna plummet it into his chest or stomach, which is a terrible way.
I'd want milk of the poppy.
Milk of the poppy, and maybe, I don't know, like
No,
something
just milk of the poppy.
something quicker than a gut
Gosh.
stab. Like, you're just gonna bleed out in pain, and I don't. Yeah, that's like cutting yourself like sideways
Yeah.
instead of long ways. Like, just get it done quick, man.
That is the worst way I think I could think of ever.
I would, man, maybe just have somebody like slice your head off or something. I don't know.
I mean, quicker, yeah, for sure.
Quicker. I want quick. I wouldn't want pain, but
Milk of the poppy for me.
milk of the poppy. You just want some milk of the poppy.
I want some milk.
Should we find you some?
No, that's a dangerous thing. Dangerous game, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we know the ratio nowadays.
Right, milk of the poppy leads to poppy seed muffins and so on. It's a gateway.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. We don't want to go down the milk of the poppy way.
But yeah, so while he's like about to thrust this into him, and Alicent is across the way and just says his name, Sir Criston Cole, and I don't think she says anything else, but she knows she has him now.
She's got him. Okay, so
He wants death.
this is what me and you disagree upon.
Oh,
You think he's a pawn now.
100%.
I don't think he's a pawn. I think
You
his
think he's an
revenge.
ally?
I think he's an ally.
Oh,
I don't think he's a pawn at all because I think she saved him, but I think his number one goal now is to shut her down.
Sure.
He hates everything. He just hates everything about her. So yeah, you think she's a pawn. I just think he's just ticked off at her. And if he has the queen has his back.
Yep.
He knows that secret's not getting out because Rhaenyra won't let it go out.
Yep.
And she won't let it go. Oh, she doesn't care either. But I could see how you could say pawn, but I just think he's going to be just going after her. I'll protect the queen now. I think he's going to leave the king's guard and just be the queen's guard. Part of the queen.
Sure. Gotcha. Yeah. No, you're probably right. You're probably absolutely right.
Harwin Strong's going to protect Rhaenyra now.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much manipulation that's going to be required to get Sir Criston Cole to go after Rhaenyra. So,
Nope.
yeah, more ally than pawn. Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay.
And then at that moment, it hops back over to the wedding, and Papa Viserys, he's been struggling 5 episodes and just drops to the ground.
Gosh.
Coughing, he's failing, everything's shutting down, and he's down for the count.
Yep.
And then the episode's over.
Now, that was a good episode. A lot of stuff, a lot of things building up. It was a good build-up episode. I think it's building up faster than Game of Thrones, the original. It's
100%.
a lot faster.
Which I get I get they're trying to copy the way the books are written, and I would assume that's why the time jumps are happening, because it's all recollection of the Maesters and whatnot. So there's going to be gaps and whatnot. The Maesters are only going to talk about key moments in somebody's life, right? It's very cool, but I want this show to be good, and I want this show to last for a very long time. And
it can.
It can?
Yes.
If they stop time jumping.
They will stop. Well, it's very soon.
Okay.
So being a book reader, I obviously know ahead, which is good. It's good and bad. I'm not surprised by certain things. I'm surprised at how they do certain things, but there's going to be some big. This is the meat right here. Okay. What we're coming up to is the meat of this whole problem, and it does not stop for 15 years.
Okay. But so Game of Thrones had like 6 books or whatever to go off of, right?
They did. Those were shorter, compressed. Okay. This is a longer time period.
Yeah.
Because think about it. Jon Snow at the very beginning was, what, 15, 14?
Pretty young.
Pretty young, maybe 16. Oh, he was 18.
Yeah.
Because he could go to the
yeah.
And he probably ended at 25, maybe?
Gotcha. Okay.
Maybe?
Right, but with them time jumping, like, we're going to quickly get to that 25 and whatnot.
We're already 10 years in.
But I guess what I was saying is, like, Game of Thrones had that many books to go off of. Fire and Blood's 1 book.
It's 1 book, yep. Well, 2. We have 1.
And so my fear is, like,
maybe this is
that maybe this is only like a 1 or 2 season show, which is gonna break my heart.
So I'm 14 hours into the show.
Okay.
The last 2 hours have just been about this. So the whole 12 hours before is whatever. Covers 100 years. So it goes about 8 hours. So it slows down here.
Okay.
I can't keep up with it now. So this is where so before I was like, why didn't they cover Jaehaerys? Because he's so interesting. He was the greatest king ever.
Sure.
It seems like to me. And then it's like, okay, because there was not a lot of drama.
Yeah.
There was no wars, no nothing. This is where it all picks up.
And that's what gets mentioned to Viserys. You know, he's just like, will people sing about me in their songs and stuff? And the Hand of the King's just like, look, dude, you carried on Jaehaerys' work. Like, you made it a peaceful reign. Yep. You know, just be happy. You know?
Yeah, he did carry on Jaehaerys' reign. Jaehaerys and Alicent were the greatest because they visited everyone. Everyone was at peace. There was no wars, no nothing. They talked like for the ascension or for the what's the word? Succession.
Oh, sure, yeah.
They had a council instead of giving to someone. They had a council, like a meeting and a vote to decide who was king, like we saw in the very beginning.
Yeah. He just wanted everything to be fair.
He wanted everything to be fair, and that's how he did it. So the whole realm agreed.
Which is very smart.
He was the smartest king. He was so smart because he knew that if everyone agreed, it was the majority, less chance of a war.
Yeah. Less chance of a mutiny, less chance of...
Too bad it wasn't with the queen, whoever was.
Right. But yeah, so... I forgot where we're going.
We were just going where it's gonna go.
Book. Yeah.
It's. I think it's gonna be good, and obviously you saw the scenes from the next episode.
It did not.
It jumps people. So they time jump.
So we were right. This is the episode.
Yeah. We thought 5 was the split.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were correct. The jump is it's gonna be a big jump.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it'll be good. I'm excited.
Hold on. Do you care if we do the same thing we did in the last episode? Take a little break. I watch that on your phone, and then we just talk about that.
We can do that. Perfect.
Okay. We'll be right back. We're back. We are back. Holy cow. That preview for the next episode is insane. Huge time jump. Massive time jump.
We think about 10 years? At least 10, 12?
At least 10. Yep.
Because that kid looked pretty old.
I was thinking like 13 years, so pretty close to each other. That is a big jump. So now you have a new Rhaenyra actress. You have a new
Alicent.
New Alicent.
Olivia Cook. She looks very familiar. You know where she's from?
Olivia Cook is
a couple shows I know her from.
Was she on
one of our favorite movies?
Was she on House as one of the doctors?
She's young. Probably not.
Oh, okay.
One of our favorite movies ever. We've talked about it on this show.
Olivia Cook.
Olivia Cook. I'll give you a hint. She's in Bates Motel.
Bates Motel?
Yeah, but that's not the
Norman Bates?
I
haven't watched that show.
Okay, but yeah, she's in that show. She's also in a movie. Ready?
Player One?
Yeah.
The girl?
The girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's her.
Oh, interesting. Dang it. I want to hate that character, but now I have to like that character.
Yep. Yeah, you gotta like her.
Oh, gosh, dang it.
Sorry.
Super cool, though. That's awesome. But, okay, so we just watched the preview. Definitely watch the preview at the end of episode 5 because holy crap. Time has jumped, and everybody's got kids, multiple kids.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell from that the families are at war with each other. Papa Viserys
Looking good. He's looking fresh. Looking fresh.
Somebody must have figured out that those plants were poisoning him, and they must chop down that little plant or something.
Yeah, because he's looking good.
He's looking good. There's no way he goes from what we just saw to another 13 years.
Like garbage.
No, but he doesn't look 13 years.
Yeah,
worth
13
of
years.
decaying.
He would not be alive.
Yeah, something happened, and he's on a better path.
He's on better drugs.
Milk of the poppy to the squared powers. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, dude, all that war. The kids are now riding dragons, yelling out Dracarys, burning people in the town square and stuff like that, or wherever that was. But yeah, that's gonna be insane. Now I'm gonna have to get my head around new characters.
Yep.
Right.
You have to get their names right. Aegon's
a little blonde boy now. He's old.
He's ugly.
Yeah.
Aegon. You're gonna have a Joffrey.
Joffrey. Which kid's that? Somebody named their kid after the. Oh, dang it! Laenor and Rhaenyra named one of their kids Joffrey.
There you go. Yeah, the third kid.
Dang it, dude! Now Laenor gets his Joffrey.
He gets his Joffrey.
Gosh, dang it, Laenor!
Joffrey's always coming back.
The kid that can't die. He's like a cockroach, dude.
He is.
Oh my gosh. Well, that looks really good. I can't wait to watch that. Man, I think you're right. I think they just had to get to this point, and now
this is where the meat is. And I think obviously by watching that, you kind of agree with me now.
Yeah,
that they have to show that story, how they hate each other, why they hate each other, they're best friends to everything like this. And now, do we actually get an episode on Sunday? I can see them taking a break.
I can see them taking a break. I don't want them to.
I know, but that would make so much sense.
This would be the mid-season point, so this could be a mid-season break.
Maybe. I don't know.
Dang it. I hope not.
It would make so much sense to build it for a month.
I gotta look. Oh, shut your dirty little mouth. Yes, but no.
Because I don't know if I like the previews, and here they show a lot.
They show too much.
They do, and I don't. But I have to watch them because everyone else is watching them. So if everyone else is taking steroids, I have to take the steroids. Right?
Yeah, is that how you live your life? Okay.
No. Well, otherwise we'll be left behind, just like steroids.
True. Let's see here. House of the Dragon episode 6 will be released.
September?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so
September 25th.
Okay, we're good then.
It's on time. Okay.
Perfect. We were
Cool.
worried there.
But you're right, that would have been the perfect time to take a break. If you're going to jump 13 years or whatever it is. But yeah. So I'll be honest. Not that it matters, but I feel like now that we've like gone through the muck with Rhaenyra, we've seen her struggles. Like I've just grown to like that character and the actress who played that character. And there's gonna be a part of me that just wishes to see that person carry the torch.
Like use a lot of makeup.
Makeup?
Yeah, I mean, because if they have to jump years, just use a lot of makeup on her.
Oh, make her look older. Sure. Yeah. Right.
Doable.
Yeah. I mean, it just. I feel like I'm like it. I don't know. You get like emotionally invested into a show. You're on this cinematic adventure, and you just fall in love with the characters. And I think now, like, we're 5 episodes in, and I feel like I'm locked into the faces I've been watching. And there's gonna be a part of me that just wants to see that carry on until somebody loses a head or something. But so there will be a part of me that has to just adjust to that.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Just let it go.
And from the late great words of Elsa, But yeah, but maybe these new actresses are just going to be way better, and I'm just going to let it go.
Yeah. I think it's going to I think the kids are the key.
Kids are the key.
Kids are the key to everything now.
Yeah. So where do you think it's going to go from here?
You can't ask me that question.
Okay.
I need to ask you, where do you think it's going to go from here?
All right. So I think Larys is I think Alicent, Larys, and Sir Criston Cole are just they're a super group. They're a power group, and they're going to try and take down Rhaenyra. I honestly thought that Viserys was dead. So seeing him in the preview 13 years later, he's obviously survived, looking greatish. But so that's going to be an obstacle that Alicent is going to have to either tiptoe around or just deal with at some point.
Yep. But see, now that what's his name's older, Aegon's older, he has right to be king now.
So then now I wonder, yeah, he has a right to be king. He's of age. So then Rhaenyra is just going to be really like doubling down, like, you know, with Viserys. Are you going to name him heir? He's older now. Everybody wants him to be the heir.
Would you just die?
Would you just die with me as the heir, Rhaenyra?
That's what she wants.
Yep. And so, yeah, she's got her own clan going on with Laenor, and it definitely looks like maybe Papa Viserys is kind of in the background, but those two sides are going to be at
the Valerians, and the Targaryens versus, well,
still Targaryen,
we don't
but
know.
the Hightowers and the Strongs.
Yeah.
But I do think that
I think the
Larys'
Strongs
brother
are split.
yeah, because I think the brother is definitely Harwin.
Harwin. Harwin. Harwin.
Okay. I think he's definitely going to be on Rhaenyra's side.
Why do you think that?
He just, you know, I think them showing
How
him,
he saved her, didn't care anything else.
I think that was foreshadowing.
He's also known as like the strongest guy in the realm.
Yeah, Breakbones
Breakbones
is the nickname.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I can read too. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, no, his nickname is Breakbones. But I do think that yeah, he's her protector, and I think that was foreshadowing for that. Yeah, and yeah, I just think it's definitely. I think it's going to be this next episode is just from here on out. It's going to be the showcase of the Targaryen house eating itself. Right, and everybody's got dragons. The kids are dragon riders. They all get a freaking egg when they're born, and so
not all of them.
No, why wouldn't some?
Some of them don't hatch.
If you get an egg
and it doesn't hatch,
you don't get a dragon.
Nope. You can still get a dragon, but it's not. That's considered like your dragon.
Oh.
So like certain Targaryens throughout the past, they didn't get a dragon, but then they went and took other dragons.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, what does that mean? Like, so if your egg doesn't hatch, you don't get to rehatch another one. Like, if somebody dies, you get their dragon or something, or
nah. Usually that doesn't happen, but you can still use their dragons. It goes over like the Dread, the big dragon. He had a couple owners.
Gotcha.
He had one girl owner who died pretty much on her back.
Man, so it's not like a Tamagotchi where when it dies, you just get another egg to hatch.
No. Oh. It's only when you're birthed. That's why Daemon stole it, because he thought his wife was carrying child, because that's a Targaryen.
Yeah, they get an egg.
Tradition.
Yeah.
They get an egg, so that's why he said it was his right.
Oh man, okay.
It kind of is. It kind of was his right.
Yeah.
So he wasn't wrong.
Wow. So okay, so not everybody gets a dragon.
Not everyone gets a dragon.
But there is kids that do have dragons, and we clearly get to see in the preview that one of the kids yells out Dracarys to have the dragon burn somebody. And
what color hair did he have?
Dark.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't a little blonde.
It was not a little blonde.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
That it was on Rhaenyra's side.
Why Rhaenyra's side?
Because
the Valerians have blonde hair. Alicent has
dark
brown hair.
Oh, maybe. Okay, well, I guess maybe. Yeah, but you know.
Trick question. We'll go over that next week.
I still think it's Rhaenyra's kid.
Trick question. We'll go over it next week.
There's a little bit of dark on that
Trick
side.
question. We'll go over it next week.
Yeah.
Not answering that question.
Yeah, the way he said it just made me think of Rhaenyra saying it.
Oh.
So,
but you don't think Alicent can learn how to say Dracarys?
Exactly. People say it differently. Khaleesi says it differently. That Laenor said it weirdly.
Yeah, he did say it weird.
And Rhaenyra's got her way of saying it. And
so you don't think Aegon? You don't think Aegon
and young Jeezy?
they're gonna be soul survivors. They're gonna be some soul survivors here. You don't think Aegon can say Dracarys?
No, I think he could, but I think he would learn it from Alicent and
Dracarys is how you pronounce it. Don't care what they're saying. No, that's what she would say.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think everybody's got it's the same word, but I think everybody has a different way of saying it.
Yeah.
And when it matches so closely to the way Rhaenyra says it, since we've heard it said several different ways, I think that would make it Rhaenyra's kid.
Could be.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
It might not be.
Might not be. We'll find out. We'll find out in 5-6 days.
Oh, I can't wait. That's going to be so good. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, let us know what you think is going to happen. If you really liked this episode or if you didn't like it, let us know down below.
This is probably our most detailed episode we've ever done.
I think so. There's a lot to dissect.
There was.
Yeah.
There was. We have a really good insight on it right now, I think.
This was so packed with detail that it was like a Game of Thrones episode.
Yeah.
Previously, all the other ones were just kind of, you were getting back into it, introducing you to everything, and it was Game of Thrones, but it didn't feel like Game of Thrones, and this one just felt like
everything.
Game of Thrones.
This had everything. This had a little bit of fighting, but this had everything. This is
brutal
the game.
deaths,
This
politics,
is
the game. Yeah.
This is the game.
It was good. Favorite episode.
Except there's only two different people for king right now, or king or queen. So I think that sooner or later is going to expand.
For possible options?
Yeah, for like 3, 4, or 5 people. Because that was what Game of Thrones was like,
all these different houses,
all
everybody's
these houses. But this one, I think we're going that way. I don't know. I'm not saying, I won't say anything if I know it already. I'm not going to predict, I predict this is going to happen. Because it happened,
I hope it does, though, because that's just going to make it feel more like Game of Thrones.
I'm not to the point where I know who is actually king after Viserys.
Sure. Oh, okay.
So I have a 99%.
You will know by the
I have a
next time.
99% chance, I think.
Yeah, of guessing who it is.
Guessing who it is.
Yeah.
I think I'd be right, but yeah.
Gotcha.
Based
Okay.
on my knowledge of just stuff.
Nice. Okay. Well, cool. Yeah, no, I'm excited. Let us know what you think's going to happen in the next episode. Thoughts, theories, all that. And make sure to hit like on this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And flick that bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos. And thanks for talking nerdy. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Peace.